Hello and welcome to this new video tutorial of point of sale customer checkout plugin. Now this particular plugin helps the admin to create checkout links as well as QR codes for the customer POS orders. So what that means is that for example a customer is coming into your outlet into your physical store having the POS terminals there. So they'll be having different screens there for the customers. Now, the checkout links that the admin has created would be available on those customer screens, and from there, the customers can add the products and can request a checkout there for the POS terminal agent. Otherwise, the QR codes that have been created can be scanned by the customers using their mobile device, and the request checkout or the POS screen would be available on the mobile device of the customers, and from there they can add the products into the cart and can request a checkout thereafter. Now the customers can add a POS order to the cart by using the generated link as I've already told you, or using the QR code. They can scan the link and can open it up on their mobile devices. After adding the products to the cart, the customer can request for the checkout to the respective POS agent there. The POS agents, on the other hand, can view the POS cart requests of the customers with orders and can proceed with checkout for it as required. So right now you can see that I'm on the one of the POS terminals here, and I'm a POS agent. So whenever a customer requests within my store, within my physical outlet, the customer has come in and he has basically used the checkout link on the customer screen there and has accessed the POS terminal for requesting the checkout for the products that he want to purchase. Those requests would be visible to the POS terminal agent under the checkout request, as you can see. So if I tap here on the checkout request, you can find the complete list of checkout requests that have been made by the customers within my physical store there itself using the customer screen. And from here the POS terminal agents can then view the particular orders or can tap on the checkout button to make a checkout with the respective order there for the respective customer. So in today's video tutorial, I'll be taking you through the workflow at the customers and how the customers can make use of those links there, how the admin would be able to add those links for the POS terminal agents, and the rest of the workflow as well. But before we proceed further with this particular video tutorial, please do subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to receive the latest updates from our end. And if you find this particular video helpful, then do kindly give it a thumbs up. Also, kindly note that this add-on plugin is an add-on to the WebCool's OpenCart point of sale system. So you'll have to have the WebCool's OpenCart point of sale system initially, so as to make use of the OpenCart POS customer checkout plugin there. Now here you can see that I'm in the backend of the OpenCart web store, and here you can see that I have the point of sale system, and within that we have the POS users. So here the admin can create multiple POS users for the POS terminals there and can assign the respective users to the respective POS terminals. Now after the users have been created, you can see here we have two different buttons. One is the POS menu. Now these are auto generated links. As soon as you have added a new user here, after entering his username, choosing the outlet or assigning this particular username to a particular outlet there, setting up the first name, last name, email, setting up the password for this user for the POS terminal, and setting up the status as enabled. When this particular user is being saved, we have two different tabs. One is this POS menu. Now this particular link opens the request checkout POS terminal screen for the customers. Now this particular URL can be copied and can be set up on the customer screens there. So whenever a customer enters your physical outlet, they'll find the customer screen there. Within the customer screen, they'll find the products. Now for example, I'm a customer and I want to search for a MacBook there. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and I'll search for the MacBook product, and from here I can add the product directly into the cart and I can request a checkout thereafter. But before showing you the request checkout procedure here, we also have this POS menu scan QR code button. So if I tap on that, this particular QR code is generated. Now the particular admin can print this QR code and can set it up alongside with the customer screen as well, so the customers can scan this particular QR code as well, and this particular screen or the POS terminal screen for requesting the checkout would be open on the customer's mobile device, and from there they can add the products into the cart and can request a checkout thereafter. Now let me show you how a customer can request a checkout there. So for example, I've already added a MacBook Pro there. Let me add an iPod Shuffle as well within the cart, and then I'll tap on the request checkout option. Now here this particular your information screen pops up, and here the customer needs to enter his details. So let me enter the details here. So let me set it as Josh Doe. I'll set the email joshdoe@webcool.com. I'll set the telephone number of the customer there. I'll set up his address, 32 blank street. I'll choose his city here, or I'll enter the name of the city for the customer there. For example, California. I'll set up the zip code there. I'll choose the country. I'll choose the zone, state for the selected country there, and I'll then tap here on the submit order button. So this email is already there, so let me set it as doe12@webcool, and I'll tap here on the submit button. Now after submitting the particular order there, you can see that we have requested the checkout there, and your order request is successfully submitted. The order request ID is 1018, and now you can share the order ID or the order request ID to the billing counter for processing the payment there. Now this 1018 can be used by the customer and can go to the POS terminal agent and can give this particular request ID to him. Now coming to the POS, this was the customer's end, how the customers can request the checkout using the customer screen, using the QR code scanner, by using the QR code scanner and opening up the particular POS section or the request checkout section on the mobile devices there and making a request, or by accessing the particular link, this particular link that we have on the customer screen, and from there they can add the products and request a checkout. So using the mobile device or on the customer screen, the customer can request a checkout there. And after that, now let's come to the POS terminal agent section here. So the POS terminal agent has the checkout request section. So if I tap on that, so here you can see that we have the 1018 request order ID, and the name is Josh Doe, as you can see, with the amount total is 2100 along with the date. Now here the POS terminal agent can search the particular request or the checkout request that has been made by the customer using the customer name. So for example, Josh, and I can tap here on the filter button, or using the telephone number, for example 789, I can filter it out. So here we have Josh Doe, or using the request order ID that was 1018, or using the particular date, it's 18 today, and I'll filter it out, and all the orders for today would be displayed here. So that's how you can filter out the particular checkout requests by the customers. You can view the requests by tapping here on the view button. As a POS terminal agent, you can check the complete total there, the subtotal, the order request ID, the creation date. Now if you want to make a checkout, you just have to tap here on the checkout button. The products would be added into the cart, as you can see, and from here you can see the particular taxes that have been applied. Here the customer is already selected, that's the Josh Doe there, and you can tap here on the checkout button. Then you can choose the cash payment or the card payment as per your requirement there. For example, for cash payment, you can provide the amount entered by the customer there, and then you can accept the payment, and you can see that the order has been placed. You can print the invoice if you want. The invoice would be printed there depending upon the printer that you have attached there. So here's the cashier name, the customer is Josh Doe, the payment is for $2100. You can print that out or as required. So that's the workflow of the OpenCart POS customer checkout plugin, and that's how the customers can access the customer screen within the outlet there, within the physical outlet where you have set up your POS terminal. On the customer screen, they can see this particular thing, and from here they can add the products into the cart as per their own requirement. After adding the products there, they can tap here on the request checkout, fill up the form, tap on the submit order, and then they'll get the request checkout order ID that can be presented to the POS terminal agent, and he can then search the request or the particular request checkout request using the request order ID there, can filter out, can view, and can make a checkout thereafter. So yes, that was much. Now let me take you to the admin backend panel. Let me show you the initial configuration settings that are required for this particular plugin. So if you remember, let me cancel this out. This is the customer screen POS terminal that is visible to the customers to request a checkout. So after we've added the products into the cart, now if we tap here on the request checkout, here you can see that here we have the details like the first name, last name, email, telephone number, address, and the different values for the address as well. Now these values come from the admin backend configuration settings. So for that you have to navigate through extensions, and here you have to choose modules, and then you have to scroll down to the POS customer checkout add-on, tap on the edit button, and here you can enable or disable the customer checkout add-on module by choosing enable or disabled option. And under the general option, here you can set up the options that are visible here, like the first name, last name as enabled or disabled, as you can see here. So here you can see that we have set up the zone, country, postcode, city, and the same are visible here as well on this particular form as well. So you can set up these fields as enabled or disabled as per your own requirement, and those fields will then be visible here while submitting a request checkout by the customer on the customer screen on this particular form there itself. So yes, that was much about the OpenCart point of sale customer checkout plugin, and I hope it helped you out in understanding the workflow of the same. If you still have any questions, queries, suggestions, or requirements, then kindly do reach back to us at support@webcool.com, or you can raise a ticket at webcool.uvis.com as well. Apart from that, if you find this particular video helpful, then do kindly give it a thumbs up. And lastly, thanks for watching this particular video, and have a great day ahead.